everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kiara, and on this channel I talk about fashion, beauty, lifestyle, and advice. Welcome. So yeah, in today's video we are going to be talking about self-esteem. Number one, what is self-esteem? Two, why it is important to have a good, healthy level of self-esteem to be successful in life, to be happy in life, all that good stuff. And lastly, I'm going to be talking about how I raised my self-esteem. I'm continuously working on my self-esteem every day because growth is never ending. And keep in mind, whether it comes to self-esteem, confidence, self-love, it definitely is a linear process. There's some days, your work to improve your self-esteem or self-confidence is like paying off and like you're on top of the world, but everyone has like bad moments, days they're not really feeling themselves. It's just about how we rise up for those times. That's very important. Not every day is going to be like continuous like leveling up. It's like a wave. Yeah. Big thing, before we get into the video, please hit that subscribe button, and at the end, if you like it, please hit that thumbs up. It will be greatly appreciated. Also, I'm very grateful for 140 of you guys that are subscribed to my channel. No, but seriously, I'm really grateful for you guys that have subscribed to my channel and that have supported me. Thank you. I'm just gonna continue to grow this channel and yeah, just have fun with it. Share this experience with you guys. But yeah, make sure you hit that subscribe button. So I'm gonna read off the definition I found on Google of self-esteem, just so you guys can know for sure what we're talking about and get a better feel for it. Self-esteem, it's a noun. The definition is confidence in one's own worth or abilities, self-respect. And then it gives a little example sentence. So I found this article from this site called Very Well Mind. It quotes that self-esteem impacts your decision-making, your relationships, your emotional health, and your overall well-being. So it basically affects everything. It also influences motivation. Basically, it's really important to have a good, high sense of self-esteem. The higher your self-esteem is, the happier you're going to be with your life and the outcome of what your life is going to be, what you do with your life. Okay, so I have it in my notes, bullet points, the blueprint of how I raised my self-esteem. Because if I'm being honest, I'm someone who needs a lot of praise and and validation. You guys know the zodiac signs, my big three. I'm a Leo rising, Aquarius sun, and a Leo moon. I feel like that's kind of self-explanatory why I need a lot of validation sometimes. Don't get me wrong, I don't need to be told I'm pretty all the time from everyone to feel good about myself. I'm very confident, but when it comes to relationships, I really need that reassurance. Anyways, my point is, when I was going through a huge slump, little backstory, 2 years ago when I started college, I was very depressed. I was in a slump. I wasn't feeling myself. I was just unmotivated. I was angry and sad. That motivated me to just be better and really focus on self-improvement. I was not only affecting me, but I was affecting my family and the people around me, my friends. I just wasn't good, so I wanted to be better. I wanted to do better. So, and a lot of what I found when first really looking into self-improvement was self-love and self-esteem is at the base of everything you do. You're gonna project that out to the world. Okay. First thing I wrote, be nice to yourself. Most importantly, that little voice is way more powerful than you think. Make an effort to be kind to yourself, and if you do slip up, try to challenge those negative thoughts. I feel like it's in human nature to have at least a little bit of negative talk. I don't think anyone just talks positively to themselves all the time. But when you do get those negative thoughts, it's important to really self-evaluate and really challenge those thoughts. How would I talk to my friend? Would I say such and such to my friend? No. Would I say this? Another thing I wrote down about this was to write at least 3 positive things like you like about yourself every day. You don't even have to write it, but like whether you want to say like self-affirmations in the mirror, or whether you want to write yourself notes around the house, whatever like works for you and your schedule, whatever it is that you do throughout the day. It's really important to really keep training your brain to recognize those positive things. I strongly believe if you put that positive energy out into the atmosphere and like the universe, it'll come like back to you full circle. I'm not really a jealous person. I'm fortunate enough to not really have experienced like jealous emotions. So like when I first like saw like don't compare yourself, I thought like I don't compare myself to other people because I don't get jealous of other people. With social media being as big as it is, you can't help but kind of compare yourself like subconsciously to other people. Like I myself, you know, like on Instagram, like I see all these like models and Insta baddies and all these beautiful women, and sometimes I'm like, dang, I wish I was skinny as that girl, or I wish my hair was long as hers, like that type of thing. Like everyone has their own little insecurities, but I feel like the point of like not comparing yourself to others is that just as individuals, like we all have our own journey we're on, we have our own path, our own divine timing. The key is to just trust the process. You're on the path that fulfills you, and you know what you're working towards, you're growing, you're developing, whatever the case is. I think that's all that should really matter. And that brings me into my next point: to do what makes you genuinely happy. That was one thing that really helped me find myself more and get me out of like the depressive funk I was in. It's just really doing stuff that like I really enjoy doing. Journaling and writing out my thoughts. I love to read, blast my music through my headphones and dance in my room. Whatever little thing or big thing that makes you happy, just find time to do that. Even if it's like a little time, like 10 minutes, like depending on how busy you are, like with work, school, whatever you have going on, whatever it is, whatever hobby you like to do, drawing, painting, baking, whatever makes you feel like happy, that gives you like endorphins, that's what they're called, I don't know. Make sure you implement that into your everyday life. That's really important. I think that was one of the main things that made me feel better about myself, and I don't know, it just made me feel whole, at peace with myself. Like I know it sounds like so cliche, like every YouTuber or self-motivation talk like has said, but like moving your body is actually really important. And actually, exercise is a great way to increase motivation, practice setting goals, and building confidence. Exercise is a great way to build confidence. Breaking a sweat also cues the body to release endorphins, the feel-good hormones. It's pretty important, and it doesn't have to be like a long, like rigorous. If it's just like a quick walk around your neighborhood, like I do that a lot, or if it's like a quick home workout that you do in your room before bed, or anything that like gets you moving, I think it's good. And I feel like exercising in nature is really healing, you know, because nature's like healing in itself, and I don't know, it's like a win-win. When I started exercising, I would go to the gym a lot with my sister, and it just felt so good to like sweat and release like all like the emotions I was feeling during the day. If I had a rough day or if something happened at home, like I feel like exercising is a really healthy outlet to release what you're feeling. And even if you're in a happy mood, I feel like, I don't know, the feeling when you're done with an exercise is just like, it just makes you feel good all around. The next thing I put down in my notes was to remember that everyone makes mistakes and nobody's perfect. Humility, I feel like everyone sometimes is afraid to look stupid or dumb, or just like not like their image of put together. I read this book called The Book of Joy. It's a really good book. I highly recommend. I'll link this in the description down below, but basically it talks about like humility was one of the main components that they talked about in the book. When I say humility, let me look at the definition. Sorry that there's a lot of definitions in this video. I just like really want to give you guys accurate information. A modest or low view of one's importance, humbleness. Basically, like what the book talked about was, the book was talking about is that basically people need to learn how to laugh at themselves and humble themselves and just recognize that we're like the mistakes we make and like our imperfections are also what makes us human, and that's what connects us. And it's okay to be vulnerable and let people see the not so pretty parts of yourself. Like, not to get all deep, but part of loving yourself and being confident in yourself is you have to accepting like the quirky parts of yourself and embracing all of your personality. Like, really just embracing who you are as a person and not necessarily scared. Being kind to the not so pretty parts of yourself is necessary. And everyone has their own insecurities. Everyone has their own struggles. That's not necessarily a bad thing. That's just a part of our story. And yeah, it shapes us. It shapes us into who we are. This got super like TED Talk-ish. The next thing I put was surrounding yourself with supportive people. Energy is contagious. Be around like positive energy and like people that like make you feel good about yourself and not tear you down. As a woman, I know like there's some cases where friends can even be kind of like sneak dissers and just fake friends. There's people who are gonna be jealous of you and like try to bring you down. Some people are straight up about it, but some people are kind of shady about it, low key. Those are the people you need to watch out for. Really surround yourself with supportive people and people that uplift you. In a sense that like that is a sign of like you have high self-worth and self-esteem. You know you deserve that respect and that good treatment from someone, and if someone's not giving that to you in a relationship, if someone is like constantly tearing you down or like treating you bad in a relationship, like you know you need to cut that off respectfully. Oh, the next thing that I wrote down that really helped me was helping others. It boosts your mood and it helps you feel better about yourself. It's like a different kind of happy when you help someone and you add good into your lives. Even if it's like something small, like with me, like when I was like trying to better myself, something that really helped me was just sharing tips that I learned to someone that may be dealing with the same thing. Really like sharing advice, or even something as small as like helping my mom around the house or my sister or my brother. I don't know, just giving back. It made me feel really good to just help out and give back to other people. It's a really good feeling. The last thing I put was to celebrate small victories. I feel like sometimes in setting goals, we kind of get in the habit of being a little hard on ourselves. Like we're our own worst critic, but I think it's important to really embrace the good things you have done. Even if you're in a bad place, you're kind of like in a slump or like it's bad, like you have to recognize you have done good things from a moment before. So there's that improvement. And yeah, just like, because when you recognize like, and like congratulate yourself on like the small victories, I feel like that really helps your self-esteem, because it's kind of like, I talked about this in my self-confidence video, but when it's kind of like talking to a toddler, like, you know, like you're talking to like a little kid and you're like, oh my God, like good job. Like, if they threw something in the trash and they get so happy and like, oh my gosh, like thank you. I think that's kind of the effect of celebrating small victory. It's really important that you recognize the good things that you're doing, not just the things that you want to change. It's embracing the good stuff too. That's very important. Also, I lied. That was not the last thing I put. And this is important for me because I don't suffer from major anxiety, but I definitely be feeling it sometimes. It's important to focus on what you can actually change and let go and accept what you cannot control. I think in raising your self-esteem, it's necessary to like direct your energy or like focus on things like you actually have the power to change. I feel like in a sense that gives you more of a positive outlook on life. For me personally, letting go, and it's still a little bit of a struggle. It takes me a little while to let go, but it's such a good feeling to like that acceptance. I have no control of it, so I'm just gonna let it go. It's not gonna affect me or like how I feel about myself. I feel like once you really just only start focusing on what you have control over and what you can change, I feel like you feel more power and more control of your life. And that is it, you guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure you give it a big thumbs up and subscribe. Comment down below if you want me to talk about anything else, thoughts on the video. If you have any questions, feel free to comment. Follow me on my social media so you can connect with me that way. And be sure to hit that big thumbs up and to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video.